Hi there, this is Amy Williams. I wanted to introduce myself and actually tell you a little bit about something that I'm doing that when I'm advertising it, I'm always talking about it as something life-changing, which, oh my gosh, these days you can get online or on TV, watch TV, and they'll talk about shampoo as if it's life-changing. So I wanted to say a little bit more in a way where you could get to know me a little bit, and I could tell you a little bit about what the heck I'm talking about. So I have been a licensed massage therapist for 30 years at this point, at the day of this recording. And for the last 10, I've been doing energy work. And throughout that time, there have been some other things that have been really important in my life that I've spent a lot of time with. One of those things is music. Another thing is spiritual studies and personal growth. And what I have done is after my massage years, I began studying energy work. And it really got me intimately tapped into the basic science that everything, absolutely everything, is energy. And whereas we know that in the back of our mind somewhere, we know that, we tend to forget when we have a negative thought spinning in our head that that is energy. And when it creates the subsequent emotions, that that is energy. And that somewhere at the root of it all is something that is creating that energy. And I'm here to tell you that what I've discovered is that most frequently, what is creating that energy is some sort of a stuck energy. And very frequently, the mental that's creating the emotion, that's creating the physical pain, or creating the things that aren't working in our life, is started by some sort of decision, judgment, or conclusion. Now, there are lots and lots of ways to get at those energies. And for many years, I did things like, held meridian points or cleared chakras or worked with people's auras. And I'm a clinical practitioner of a bunch of stuff like that. And then I was introduced to another body of work that it's called Access Consciousness. And it has a combination of hands-on tools, body processes we call them. One of them is access bars, and some other things that we call the tools of access consciousness. Now, what those are ways to get at the energies that are underneath the things that aren't working for us in our body and in our life. Okay? So let's say you have something that isn't working physically. Well, we can look at it from so many different angles. You can look at it as purely physical. And I don't know about you, but have you ever had something like that that didn't change? I got a great story on my video, Energy Detective number 5, that you can hear one of those things that one of these tools was just life-changing for me. And oh gosh, there I did it again. It was because it changed how I viewed what was going on with my body, even though at that point I knew that the body and mind were inextricably tied, and that the ways that we dealt with the body in this reality were so often just one-dimensional. We look at it, the physical from the physical. And when the mind-body complex, the body-mind, is suffering, you can get at that energy in so many different ways. And so when I say the words to you, change your energy, change your life, that can mean so very many different things. And one of the things that I do private sessions. I also do single day classes. I do 3-hour classes, lots of different ways to get you the tools. And one that I have coming up soon is called Access Consciousness Foundation, which is called 5 Days to Change Your Life. Now, very frequently people come to me because they have some problem that is not changing in any other way. And they go looking for the weirdo energy lady. And I'm okay with that. I called myself that, okay? And, but really what I'm seeing the future is that energy practitioners will become the norm, kind of like other types of practitioners that didn't used to be a thing are now a thing. Massage was kind of weird 30 years ago and wasn't recognized for the therapeutic value that we now know it has at that time. And so as we grow in our awareness, we need the technologies of consciousness that are available to us to meet the challenges of an ever-changing world with the type of resilience that we actually have available to us as a body, mind, emotion, spiritual being in an infinite universe with so many things coming at us all the time. And I'm telling you that there are lots and lots of those that you cannot see, but many of you can perceive them. So what we do in this 5-day class, first you have to learn the bars. It's a prerequisite for the 4 days of foundation. And the reason is because you touch these points on the head. There's another video somewhere around here about the bars. It's on my YouTube page. I'll put a link to that in the comments section or what information section, because access bars is a way that you touch these points on the head and it dissipates the sludgy stuff that is glomming up your body-mind complex and gives you the freedom to actually ask a question and go, huh, is this the way I want to live my life? Huh, what is this energy? What else is possible here? Huh, what would be more fun for me? What would it take to have greater, richer, more fun relationships? What would it take to travel more? And so often we're so glommed up by everything and the points of view that we've set as our life of this is how this goes, this is how this goes, that we don't get out of the box of what we have created as our life. And the foundation, 5 days to change your life, bars and foundation, is about giving you the tools and using them for 5 days in class in a way that starts to crumble the foundation that you and your life are sitting on in a way that you can actually rebuild it with something that works for you. Like if you find yourself saying something negative to yourself, I'm so stupid. And years ago, speaking in spiritual language, we might have said, oh, you don't have enough self-love. And then you go, okay, that's not kind. What would it take for me to be kind to me? What would it take for me to walk through the world with kindness, gratitude, and caring, which are all the things that make up that many definition word of love? What would it take to have all of that for me? And if I have it for me, what would it take for me to have it for others? What would it take for me to create my life with that as the foundation? And lots of other things. So if you're looking for something different, you might say, oh, I can't take 5 days off. Well, do you want to change your life? I see people like, oh, well, I'm going to go to so-and-so and such and spend thousands and thousands of dollars and travel thousands and thousands of miles and go and sit in caves and go to the high mountains of Peru or whatever, blah, 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 blah. Maybe you can take a plane to wherever you find me teaching foundation, or take a walk to your boss's office and say, hey, I'm taking 5 days off. And find the dough to come and hang out with me for those days and see what can start changing. I've been doing this for 7 years playing with these tools and 30 playing with others. And these are some of the easiest things I have ever found. I have seen people change things that they have held on to for decades in an instant. And I have seen myself change, oh my gosh, more in the last month, more in the last week, and more in the last year than I have for decades, because I keep asking for it. And I keep asking, what would it take to have each day be more fun than yesterday? What would it take to have a greater life than I've ever imagined possible? So go to my website, amywilliams.us, sign up for a class, whether it's an intro or the 5-day. I hope to see you in that one because it's so juicy. And look in the information section. You might find other links to other things. And I can't wait to see what you choose and how that changes the world and your life. Bye-bye. See you later.